Woo! I'm back again, and today I wanted to do a sort of different video. The last two were very just kind of like, okay, like not serious, and today I want to make a more serious video because I was going to do a sketch comedy, but I need to work out how I'm going to film it. So it is going to come, I am going to do a sketch at some point, but I need to work out how to film it first. So, that is coming in the future. So today I thought I would do a bit of an advice video and some of the things that I've done to help myself become a more social person, shall we say. I mean, I am by no means like an extrovert. I don't go out and I'm not like willing to talk to everyone, and that's fine, but I think I have come out of my shell a lot in recent years. And I just wanted to share some of the things that I've done that have really helped with that. And not a professional, obviously, so it worked for me. It might not work for other people, but I thought I would just make the video anyway. So, my first, fact that I think people should bear in mind is that as you get older, friendship is kind of a choice. You don't have the luxury of seeing everyone every day at school like you did when you were younger, because I think that does make it very convenient for some friendships to exist, because you see each other all the time. It's very easy to maintain the friendship, as it were. But as you get older, you have to kind of choose which friends you want to invest time in, which I know sounds horrendous, but when you have things like a job and things like that you have to think about, when you've got a job and you've got to sleep and eat and things that you have to do, seeing your friends should still be a priority, but you can't fit everyone in. And like I said, that sounds horrendous, but I think you can't fit everyone in. It's just kind of a fact. And that's not a bad thing, because undoubtedly there's people that you were friends with that you don't actually have a lot in common with, and you were kind of just friends with because the circumstance of school enabled you to be friends because you, had classes together or whatever. So, you don't have to be friends with everyone, is what I'm trying to get at. You don't have to be friends with everyone, and the ones you are friends with, you have to make the effort to be friends with, as it were. You have to be willing to go, a little bit extra if necessary. Me and my friends are very much, we all work really difficult hours, actually. So, to see each other, we have to, make the effort to organise a time to meet up. And we do it, we're okay, this evening, after I finished work, and if my other friend doesn't have work, we can see each other for a couple of hours. And it's just nice to be able to hang out, and I think it does just, you have to be organised to be more friendshipy as you get older. And, my mum, makes, weeks in advance organises things to do with her friends, weeks and weeks and weeks in advance, just so they know that they will see each other at this time. And I think that's how you kind of have to be. So moving on from that to point 2, if you don't have a lot of friends, if you don't think you have a lot of friends, don't start with a big gesture. I know the temptation is probably to throw a party or something to get everyone together and you can see who you can identify who you're going to be friends with. But in my experience, trying to hang out in a big group doesn't help. I've been in situations where it's a big group party and I've stuck to the same 3 people all night, because it's so much easier to stick with the people you're comfortable with. So what I've been doing, I've kind of stolen this from one of my friends, Ray, so shout out to Ray, but I've been meeting people for coffee, one-on-one, meeting people who I know I have stuff in common with and that I am friends with, but not good friends with. And it just means that on a one-to-one basis, you can kind of build that friendship up. And it's really been great for me. I've been for coffee with 3 people who I've never been to coffee with before. I went for drinks with someone. It was just really nice, but you have to make the effort. And I think that's what I've learned, is that start small, do small steps, and have a couple of friends round, go out for coffee with a friend that you haven't been out for coffee with before, and it just makes you feel a little bit better. And you'd be surprised how much there is to talk about, because if you're someone you don't talk to a lot, you can just kind of blur the words. words come out, like lots. I mean, I went for drinks with someone and we were there for 4.5 hours, like, what? But I don't think you should be afraid to hang out with someone that you're friends with, but you're not like close friends with, because those are some of the people that I've discovered I have so much more in common with than I thought, and they're people who I am going to miss dearly when they all like go to university or whatever, and I'm going to miss them very dearly because I've discovered that I actually have a lot more in common with them than I thought, and it's a really nice feeling. So, point 3 is a recent one for me, and that is work colleagues can be your friends. And this obviously sounds probably really dumb and really obvious to most people, but I like to keep my work life and my personal life very separate. I just think it's easier so I don't intermingle, as it were. But recently, I've worked in the same job for 7 years, and the people I've worked with for a long time, I think I've started to realise that I can't distance myself from them, because if I want to get on the good side of the boss, or just be part of it, which I am, I'm part of this kind of business, and I should be more involved, and I've gone out for a meal with like my work colleagues, which I've never done before, and I was massively nervous, very uncomfortable, but do you know what? We had a really nice time. It was really nice. And then there was a party that I was like, I don't really want to go, but I was like, no, I should go and make the effort, because that step shows that I'm willing to like go a little bit more, and it's just like, you don't have to be best friends with everyone, and I think having some friends at work makes it a little bit more bearable, and I think you can do it. Loads of my friends do it all the time, it's just me that struggles with it, so that's something I've done, but I feel like most people are friends with their work friends, so, you know, whatever. Point 4. As it comes to making new friends, I think something that you really should take advantage of is if your friends have friends. Like, friends of a friend. Like, it's so easy to, like, it's so easy to not mingle. Like, stop saying like. It's so easy to not mingle if you're in a situation where your friend has got 2 groups of friends there, and I think the divide is very obvious, and it's going to happen very easily. It's happened multiple times to me, but I think if you want to make friends, you can with the people that your friend is friends with, because your friend is your friend for a reason, and if they have something in common with your friend, the friend of a friend, then you will possibly have something in common with them too, and it means that you have a potential friend there. And I've made friends through one of my friends' work friends, because he invited them to group events and they were lovely. And you'd be surprised, one of them, like, I've like had to like help because she was like ill, but I've been really good friends with some of them, like had like selfies together. It's just really fun, and you don't, like I said, not everyone has to be your best friend, but you can have more friends through friends of a friend. Don't, like, dismiss people that are friends of a friend, because they can be great, like, great people. And my last point for this video is, it's a process. You don't have to do it all at once. It's taken me a long time to get to this stage where I think I'm actually able to go out a little bit more and interact with people I don't know, or interact with people I don't know very well, or interact with people that I should know better. And it's taken me a long time to get to this point, like possibly 3 years plus, and I'm happier now that I'm more outgoing. I think it makes it a little bit easier when it comes to just socialising, and socialising is something that a lot of people seem to struggle with, and I think that's sad, because some of the best times I've had are with my friends. And yes, I do keep a very close-knit group of friends that are going to be like my best friends. So that's not wrong, but you shouldn't neglect other people for a couple, or like your significant other, which I did when I had my ex-boyfriend. And my friends took me back, but I don't want to be that guy. I want to have friends. And I think I've learnt a lot, but I've got a long way to go. So that was just my kind of very, very weird video about how to socialise from my perspective and my kind of journey with socialising. Might get a part 2 of this, like, in a couple of months if I progress. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. I hope you enjoyed. So I will have another video up soon. So, bye.